Alright people, welcome to this free course. I'm currently at my house in Curacao. I've been here for months, last 2 years. Like every time I come here I stay in this house. You guys may have seen it on my Instagram before. And I decided to shoot this little video for you guys, the intro. The course already has an intro, but I wanted to still explain a little bit why I'm giving this away for free. So you don't think this is a bullshit course or something I'm trying to sell you. It's literally me giving out value, and I just want to explain really briefly why. Alright, as some of you may know, I came from very humble beginnings, and in my journey of ecom, in the first 2 to 3 years, it was not easy. I was failing a lot, So right now, I'm very active on my Instagram. I'm trying to help as many people as possible. You guys may have seen some results coming past. People doing 30K months on me helping them for free without them having to buy anything from me because I truly want to help people. And I made a course at first. The course cost 1,000. That was too expensive for people. I understand, even though I paid more than 50,000 in my own investments or in myself over the years, but I decided to leave it for 1,000. After that, I decided to put the price down, so I made a whole program, not just a course, but a program designed to help people actually like scale to 1K days, and I guarantee that the people will scale to 1K days. I left that program for 197 USD a month, right? Very cheap in my opinion, of course. But I still got some DMs of people telling me that it's too much for them to pay monthly, and I understand because I've been there myself as well. And some people are just lazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Some people just need to get a job, but I understand that some people they're in situations where it's hard right now. Like for example, back then when I was working, I had to also take care of my mom. I was taking care of things in the house. Money always fell short, always. I don't want you to think this is a bullshit course because this course really has value in it. It took many years of experience and a lot of money invested to myself to actually get all this information. And all of this is information that's working right now. My students are using it. I've used it myself. I'm still using it, so it really works. So I want you to actually take this seriously. Use the information that I'm giving you in this course and then get results and send them to me. I want to see you guys succeed. I want to see a lot of great results from you guys. So I'm not trying to sell you anything. This is for free, no bullshit. Yeah, other than that, bro, I want you to learn a lot. I hope you enjoy. And let me know what you think about it. Send the results to me on Instagram as soon as you get them. And yeah, man, peace. Welcome to the course, people. I'm happy that you took the decision to buy my course. I want to congratulate you by buying it. Why? Because I know that your life is going to change. I'm going to make it a personal mission of mine to help every single one of you that bought the course to success. Why? You may ask, what's my drive? Where does it come from? Well, that's why we have this video. I'm going to start off by telling you a bit more about myself. Who is Teyron Alexina and why is he so committed to helping you get to success? I have a long personal story, but I'm going to try to keep it as short as possible for you guys so you can just understand where I come from and why I'm doing what I'm doing. Alright? So let's get into it. Let me start off by telling you a little bit more about my life, just some highlights. I grew up in a rough environment. It was an abusive home. I had to overcome many obstacles alone, and I had to learn to become very independent very young, very soon. We moved a lot. It was a year where we were homeless as well. Like 1 year straight, had no home. We had to go from house to house, to people, and then family and people that my mom knew. And yeah, we kept getting kicked out. It's just a long story, man. I've been through a lot of things. And in the times that I did have a house, most of the time it didn't really feel like a home. I grew up seeing drugs, thieves, guns, just a lot of bad stuff, even police raids. And I say raids multiple because it wasn't just one. It's multiple raids that I have been through. There was one day that I was sitting in the living room with my mom, just playing bingo, and the door just got kicked open by police. Just it's a crazy team of police officers with riot shields and everything, big guns coming in. So that's the background I have, where I come from. And because of that, I have to learn to become very independent very young. I remember times going to school. My school was like 2 hours away because at the time we didn't have a home as well, so I had to stay far away from my school where I was going. And I had to travel for like an hour and a half solo with public transportation. But mind you, back then I was like 9, 10 years old, and we didn't have money to pay for the ticket. So I was just going, we call that black here in the Netherlands. We just call it black, riding black. I don't know how you call it, but let's just say I was riding without a ticket. And I just became friends with the people that were controlling all the time, you know, the conductors. They were just coming next to me, sitting next to me, like, hey, how's your mom doing? How's school? And they knew I didn't have a ticket, you know, they knew it. And yeah, they just let me go every single morning because they knew that I didn't have money to pay it, and yeah, I was little as well. So, but yeah, that's where I come from, alongside a lot of other things, of course. But what's important to know about this pushed me to a different direction. So growing up, seeing all these type of things, seeing all these people doing the things that they were doing, I knew for sure that for me in my future, I did not want to go that same route, you know. I had to go a different way, I had to go a different angle. So first thing I thought about was becoming a lawyer, you know. I wanted to go through the regular school ways. I wanted to become a high paid lawyer, my own firm eventually, until I actually went to college and I was studying law. And then I found out that lawyers weren't even earning that much, you know, like the teachers were ex-lawyers, and that's when the whole plan just failed. And I realized that the things that I wanted to do in my life and the people that I wanted to bless and all the things I wanted to give my family, all the gifts, you know, I just want to be able to come and just give someone a car, you know what I mean, like those type of things. It wasn't possible with that route, you know. I had to find another way, I had to find a different way. And of course that brought me to entrepreneurship very young. I always had an entrepreneurial spirit, you know. Since I was 13, I started setting accounts on GTA, hacked accounts. When I was 16, I started to flip scooters. When I was 18 or 17, I was also reselling designer clothing and stuff like that, you know. I was always trying to side hustle. And in the meantime, before the age of 18, I also had 8 different types of jobs, you know. So I always wanted to earn something extra, help out in the house, and be able to do whatever I wanted to do. So I was working hard since a very young age. And it was in my late 17 that I stumbled upon dropshipping, and then I decided to put myself all into it, you know. I was doing a little bit of research, I found day trading and some other stuff, but I chose dropshipping and I always stick to it, you know. So when I was late 17, I had a job in a barber shop. I taught myself how to cut hair, and the guy there took me on. He mentored me to become a great barber. After like 6 or 7 months of working there, first 3 months I had no clients whatsoever, and then slowly started picking up, and at the end I was booked like all day long. So that was good. I was making some good money there, next to my studies and next to school, next to everything else. So yeah, after working there for 7 months, I told the guy that I was gonna stop. I was gonna start my own business, and that's what I did, man. So since 17 years old, never had another job again, and never looked back. You know, so that's something I'm proud of. Today I'm 22 years old, and now the important part of the story started: dropshipping. Well, I started dropshipping in 2019. As soon as I got 18 years old, I went to the Chamber of Commerce. I opened my own business, and then I started dropshipping. It actually took me 3 years. Like 3 years of doing dropshipping and branded dropshipping before I had my first big breakthrough. In the meantime, of course, I was making revenue. I had some days where I had €1,000 profit in a day, but then the next day I lost it all again. You know, I had some Black Fridays. So literally like 3 years of consistent grinding. I even tried to open a store here in Curacao because I thought it was an untapped market, but of course it's way too small for e-commerce, so that didn't work out. I had a brand that I was selling hip-hop jewelry with. That didn't quite work out either because I was too focused on making money first before actually building a community. But with a brand, it's different, you know. You need to focus on building a real bond with your clients, building relationships, and making sure they come back to shop with you. But I wasn't focusing on email marketing. I wasn't focusing on any of the things that were necessary for a brand to succeed. Although the brand did have some returning clients, and it was a good-looking brand. And then I stumbled upon another coach. I think most of you guys probably know him. And then he advised me to drop the brand for a second and let's just focus on drop shipping at first. And since then, it just took off. So after 3 years of struggling, let me just tell you about a little bit of the struggle. I went through Facebook accounts being hacked, so they were spending my money. I had my credit cards on them, my American Express credit cards. I spent more than 20K, and this happened twice. I've been lied to by suppliers in COVID when it was booming, and everyone was selling crazy stuff. You know, I was selling those gym bands, you know, for at home because all the gyms were closed, and it was going like crazy, like hot sandwiches, you know. And then at the end, the supplier was like, "Yeah, I can't keep up with the demand." but I asked him like 5 times beforehand if he could. Yeah, so you can imagine how many customers were returning the packages, and some of them didn't even return it. They just came themselves to my house to give me the package to see that I was the owner of the company, you know. So stuff like that. I've been banned by Shopify for no reason. Man, it's been a very long journey, and I've tried many different things in dropshipping, and that's why after all that I've been through, after all that I've learned, after all the knowledge that I have, I decided to help other people as well. I understand how it is to struggle. I understand how it is to fail, and I know how it is to be wanting to be free, you know, and to help your parents, to help the people around you, to bless others, and just not getting the opportunity, you know. And these are the messages I'm now receiving, you know. People wanting to help their moms, wanted to help their parents, they want to retire their parents, or they have a sick family member and they really have the drive to continue, they really want to change their life around, they want to find a business model that works for them. And you know, I now recognize the blessing that God has given me. I realize how powerful the knowledge and the information that I possess right now is. It can literally change lives around. I had students that were literally doing 7,000 and 5,000, 6,000 profit every single day because of the information that I gave them, you know. So it's only fair for me, in my head at least, to pay this all forward. Why? Because I was in the same position you guys were one day. I want to be able to help others, I want to be able to help you guys elevate, and I know that in the end we're gonna need each other anyway, you know. I don't believe that I can just become successful on my own and then just that's it for the rest of my life. I know that we can build something bigger together. I believe this is all for a bigger purpose, for a higher purpose, and I'm gonna try my best to help all of you succeed. So that's who I am and why I do what I do, and this is also why this course was created. I hope you feel inspired and empowered, because if I can do it, you can do it too. If you guys have any questions about what you're going to learn in the next chapters, you can always send me a message in the community, or you can send me a message on my Instagram. You guys know where to find me. And yeah, man, let's go. Welcome, people, to the next part of the course. Now we're going to talk about finding the right product for you. This part is very important. Why? Because you can have a nice website, you can have the best ads, but if your product is not converting people, then you're not going to get any sales. So it's very important for you to understand what type of products you need to look for, what types of products are working on the market right now, and of course, what type of products you're going to test for your store. All right. So let's get into it. I'm going to talk about our methods and strategies for researching products, the index, look for what works and then make it better, product selection. So we're looking for products that improve lives or solve problems, but we're going to get into that later. Three, product margins and availability. Of course, you don't want to sell any products that are not available or that have bad margins, but we're going to get into that later as well. Four, seasonal and trending products. And five, client behavior on Facebook, which is very important. All right, so stay with me and try to understand whatever we're going to talk about next. Number one, look for what works and then make it better. All right, this is like the main strategy that most drop shippers right now are using. But trust me, I know some people that are using it and they're doing crazy numbers every single day using this strategy for a long time. I've tried to deviate from it, but we can get into that later. It doesn't work well. You need capital to test out new products, to try new markets, etc., etc. Best thing you can do is copy other people. Why? Because it has already been proven. And if your goal is to make a lot of money ASAP, then you're gonna have to copy from other people. Why? Because they did all the heavy lifting for you. Now you don't have to do the heavy lifting anymore. You know that the products work. All you have to do is position yourself in a way that you can get some of the market share, you know, because a winning product in this market is like a pie. It's a big pie, and some pies are bigger than others, but everyone can get a share. If you're there in time, you can get a piece of the cake, right? If you're the first one there, of course, you're gonna get the biggest piece. And if you're late, you can still get profits out of the product. You know, I've been seeing smart watches and stuff that I've been testing out since last year, and my students are testing those out today, and they're still getting sales with it and profitably. Probably they can't scale it to the moon though, like they did last year, but you still get some profits out of it, and that's very important. Profits, that's the number one thing. All right, so proven products get you quick sales get you more money, and more money gets you more freedom. Let's talk about this freedom for a second. I mean freedom in the sense that you can start doing the following things. Like you can start creating a brand of your winning products, right? You see Blendjet, High Smile, you see some big brands that came from dropshipping, right? Even Icon Amsterdam is one of those brands. Most of you guys probably know it, that it started as a drop shipping company and now it is a multi eight-figure brand. You understand? But first off, we need the money, so we need proven products. The next thing that you can do is be the first to test untapped products in the market. There are a lot of new products that look like winners or products that you might have a good feeling with. But in the beginning, you don't have the luxury to be spending that much money on new things that are not proven yet if you're trying to make cash quick. And cash is king. When you have cash, you can try out anything. You can try those new products. Why? Because you have a big upside as well, like the cake that I just told you guys about. If you're the first one to put this product in the market, you're also the first one that can get the most money out of it. You will get the biggest piece of the cake, and then you can also be the market leader for this product. You understand? Also, after you have more money and more freedom, you can also try out new methods like using funnels with Funnelish, some new platforms, or maybe you can try out a niche store, or you can try one product stores. You can try anything, but it costs money and time. And I would advise you guys to just keep making money with this method for the beginning and then scale up horizontally. Scaling up horizontally means getting more winners. So keep testing at all times. Open up new stores. So if you have a profitable store in the Netherlands, open a new one, maybe in Denmark or maybe in Norway or maybe in Germany. Open a new store in a new market and test your same winners that have been winners for you in one market, and you can take those and test them in another one. And that way you can scale horizontally before you scale vertically. So the conclusion is test what already works. Get products that are already proven to work on a market, and they will certainly start working for you. All right. Next part, product selection. We select our products using this checklist. I'm gonna take you guys through the checklist. Has the product been successfully sold abroad? I wouldn't recommend you guys to find products in the same market when they already have been skilled there. I would recommend you guys to find products in another market and be the first one to bring them here. So they have been proven, you know that they sell well. And if you're the first one to sell them in Norway or Denmark or Switzerland or whatever other country as the first seller, then you are most likely to win. All right. Next, is it hard to find this product in local stores? If you can find this product in your local supermarket, for example, or whatever other store, you probably wouldn't want to sell it. You understand? It needs to be a product that actually pulls people in, because most of the people that are scrolling are very impulsive. We're going to talk about behavior of the clients later in this segment. But yeah, I would recommend you guys find unique products, of course. Next, is this product part of a major market, health, beauty, let's say fitness, etc., etc.? This is also very important. You can find products that are more niche down, but for a general store, I would recommend you to find some products that you can test in different type of angles. So one time I saw a automatic sprayer. You can clean your car with it, or you could have cleaned your dog or a horse. So you can use different angles for those type of products. So if it's part of a major market, later on you can niche down when you found a winner. But I would recommend you to stay into yeah, the more generalized part of drop shipping for the beginning. Has this product been online for more than 5 days? As you can see behind these parts, I also put evergreen, uniqueness, and high demand. This one is part of evergreen, not important. Has this product been online for more than 5 days? Well, this is very important because we want to know for sure that these products are selling. And most of the time, when a product is online for more than 5 days, then you know for sure that this product is a winner and this product is selling for someone else. No one would leave a product on for more than, let's say, 5, 10, 20 days if they are not making profits with it. All right. So let's not look for products that have been launched yesterday, because those can be tests from someone else. It can drastically decrease your win rate. Is this product new or trending in the market? Also a very important part, of course. If you can find a product that is new or trending in the market, it would have been great. Like we're gonna get into some products. We're gonna get into some of those products later, but you don't have to check all of these off the list. All right. Don't make it too hard on yourself. Let's just try to get as close as possible to this as you can. But if you cannot get every single box filled, then that's no issue either. Testing is always most important. Even if you find a product that looks like the best product ever and you have the best feeling about it, you can test it and it still can't work. Yeah, you know what I mean. So we just need to yeah, stay. We just need to test. That's the most important part. All right. Does this product solve a problem or does it improve quality of life? This is a very important one. I always make sure my products can improve my clients' lives. I'm going to get into some examples later, but this is very important. Why? Because most of the clients are impulsive, want to buy something that actually helps them progress. Everyone wants to get something for their money, and if you can make them feel like they're getting a lot back for what they are paying, then you're gold. All right. It's also a very important part, offers. We're going to talk about that later as well. It's a lot of things to discuss. And also, if there's something that we didn't discuss, if there's any questions that you have, of course, in the community, I will be active. You can also contact me on my Instagram, of course, like I told you guys earlier. I'm going to try to keep this course as concise as possible because I know that only information that's going to help you is going to be applying this information that's going to get you forward. All right. So we're going to try to keep it as short as possible, but I'm going to give you guys all the information that you need to succeed. All right, the next thing, has the competitor customized his store to this product? That would also be a very great thing to have for a product. Let's say the Udi, for example, the season that's coming, it's winter. The Udi was a very big hit, I think like 2 or 3 years ago, and now it's also a nine-figure brand. But it's like a hoodie blanket, you know what I mean? So back then you could have seen those stores like Blend Jets and High Smile be all customized for their products, and in the beginning it would be good to see. Why? Because a lot of those people that actually put a lot of effort in their site, in their website, they buy products in, they use UGC and all those type of stuff. You know that they've already been selling this product successfully, and now they're investing back into it to build it out to be a brand. So if you're early to catch one of these stores, then you can profit off of them in the beginning. All right, hope it's all clear. Let's go to the next part. All right, this is a very important part. I'm gonna show you guys how you can use many different types of product to better someone's life. So you can put benefits on this product, even though it can be a normal pants or shoes or whatever it is. You can always find an angle to show the clients that this product is gonna be very beneficial for them in the future. Let's see, orthopedic walking shoes. You can see these shoes and you can just think, okay, these are just normal shoes. You scroll by it, right? Or you can see these as orthopedic walking shoes. These are actually an old winner of mine. I did over 20K revenue with this product as well. Let's see some of the benefits that we can link to this product. Relieves pain from your back by supporting your natural foot and back arch. It has anti-slip soles that prevent falling and provides grip in every season of the year. Rainy days, snow, right? It reduces the load on your joints so you can enjoy standing all day long. It's also breathable and lightweight, which means that it will be odor-proof and it supports long walks. You see how you can find a lot of different benefits that all improve someone's life. This is very important because if you can turn around your product like this, and you can edit your whole website and all your product pictures to really bring out these benefits to the clients, to show them what your product can do for their lives, then I'm sure you're gonna get some big winners. And if you understand this, then you're golden. All right. So let's go to the next part. We also look at the product margins and availability. We always use the same pricing strategy, always works well for us. We try to 3x, we always try to 3x the purchasing price, or at least 2.5x. All right. We don't want to find a product that you can buy for $10 and just sell it for $20, because you're not going to get any margin out of it. After you get a sale, you have to pay for cost of goods, but of course you also pay for the ads, and if there's any returns, then you're not gonna get any money out of it. All right, so try to sell them at least for like 2.5, 3, and preferably even 4x or 5x if you can, if the product allows it. Of course, if you find a sock, for example, and it literally costs 10 euros to buy, and then you have to sell them for 30, then yeah, that's not gonna work. All right, so that's very important for you guys to look at the pricing. If you can put a good price on this product, then you can test it. If that's not possible, then I would recommend you to skip it. All right. Also, make sure that the product is available for drop shipping. We always make sure that our products that we find are available on AliExpress. This way, we know for sure that our shipping agent can source this product for us. We use AliSeek Chrome extension, and also you can search image with Google. That's also with your right mouse click, or with Mac, you can press Control and then click on it, and then you can see on Google Chrome, you can always see the search image with Google. And then if you scroll a little bit, you will always find the AliExpress in it. And if you don't find AliExpress, then you know that this is a product that's a brand is selling it, for example, and it's their own product with their own logos. You cannot just copy these and sell them because you're going to get taken down. You're going to get stricken with some copyright issues, and you don't want to do that. Trust me, I've also been through those, and yeah, it's not a game. So try to stick to dropshipping products that you can legitimately sell because this is important for the longevity of your business. All right. Next, it's also good sometimes to find some seasonal and trending products. You can look for trends on social media platforms. For example, these TikTok fleece leggings, everyone that's a little bit familiar with drop shipping, if you've seen it, like if you've tried it last year or the year before, you would have seen these TikTok leggings fly by, 100% sure. These were the TikTok fleece leggings. So at the inside, it keeps you warm, but at the outside, it looks like you have a thin legging on where you can see the skin shine through, for example. And there were many different angles people were using it to market with. Many different marketing angles that people were using for this product, but it was a very, very big hit on TikTok. And also, orthopedic shoes were also a very big hit on Facebook. Like every single person over 30 or 40 that's on Facebook, for sure, I've seen these orthopedic shoes pass by. Not necessarily these ones you see on screen, but there are many, many different types. They just look like normal shoes, but as soon as they put the orthopedic in front of it, gold. Instant gold. Made a lot of money with those as well. And I know some people that made a lot of money with those. So, yeah, these are just some examples. Always keep your eye open and also seasonal. Understand the times that are coming and prepare in advance. You know, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, know that you're gonna have to prepare for those. You're gonna have to put those sales on a week before Black Friday is even there, you know. So if Black Friday's on Friday, then you put the ads on for Monday. You need to start to scale them up slowly. You cannot just turn on ads on a high budget the same day. You need to prepare. Even Halloween, that's on 30th. You can start putting your ads online on 15 and so forth. You know, Christmas, also the holidays. Make sure that you're on time. You can make a calendar for yourself. You can check out Google Trends, and you can see when summer is starting, when fall is starting, when summer is ending. So you can also put your summer sales on, and summer sales ends today, and whatever else you can put in. It's very important for you guys to stay up to date. You don't want to have a website where it says, "Oh yeah, we have a summer sale," but actually fall already began and all the stores have time to fall. You want to be up to date with your store and with the seasons and what the clients are thinking, what they want to buy. Don't sell no swimming shorts when it's winter, for example, or maybe you can if you're in a different market. Whatever, you guys get the point, right? All right, let's get to the next. 5, the client behavior on Facebook. I want you guys to just understand this one thing about your clients. They are impulsive and they are impatient. These clients are literally scrolling on social media and they see your ad, they click on it, right? They have never heard about your store. They don't want to do no research. If they do research, they will see that your store has 0 reviews probably, or maybe even bad reviews if you've already been dropshipping for a while, right? Because dropshipping mostly no focus on asking clients for reviews because we're focusing on the sales immediately. And yeah, we are not really building a brand, right? So these clients are just clicking on the ads, they're seeing the product. You have like 3 or 4 seconds to actually capture their attention, show them that you have a good offer on your website, and then the sale is already determined. You can use apps like Lucky Orange or Vitals on your Shopify website, and you can literally see the recordings of your clients on your site. You can watch them back and see exactly what they were doing. And most of the people that buy on my website, they barely even scroll down all the way down to see where my company is registered at, for example. They don't really care about that. They see the offer and they want to just buy the product. They want to buy whatever I'm selling. That's why they clicked on it. So make sure to be concise with your website. Make sure the clients know exactly what they're getting. And also, you got to put in some urgency and some other stuff. We're going to get into that later, of course, but understand that your clients are very impulsive and impatient. These are not people that are doing their research. They come on your website. They want to know exactly who you are. No, the people that actually buy with you, the clients, the one you're focusing on, they want to get back to scrolling ASAP, right? They were scrolling already. They saw you. They come on your site. They want to buy quick. They want to have a smooth experience. And then they want to go back to scrolling because that's what they were doing in the first place. This brings us to the end of this segment. My partner Appie is going to take you guys through a 30-minute video where he's going to look for products live using these strategies that we've always been using and how we find our winners. And of course, guys, if you have any questions about this, I try to keep it as concise as possible because most of the times when I talk to some of my students and they want to know exactly every single bell or every single metric there is to looking for a product as if they're going to find a golden product immediately with all the information. And most of the time, this is not the case, right? You just need to build up experience, you need to find some winners for yourself so you can understand how the game works and what sells well, and then you can start to develop yourself more on this, right? So for now, just follow whatever we're giving you, and it's not going to take more than 20 products for you to find a winner. And if it does, contact me, all right? I'm going to help you guys through this. Don't worry about it. All right, now on to my partner Appy is going to show you guys how we do our research in 30 minutes, and then you guys will get back to me and we will talk about website and marketing mastery. All right, see you guys in the next chapter. Peace.
Welcome. My name is Abdulatif Mohammed. I'm also known as Api. In this video, I'll be taking you through a live walkthrough of our product research. Teyron has already explained the fundamentals of our product research method, so let's get right into it. Alright, so as you can see, we're at the Meta Ad Library. This is the number one tool that we use to find our winner products. Why? Because it's the most accurate. There's no other tool out there that's more accurate than the ad library of Meta themselves. So as you can see, we're going to have to search some ads. So how we do that is, first of all, we want to select a country. I'm going to select the United States. And then next, we select the ad category. So here we just select all ads, and then we fill in a keyword. The most used keyword of all dropshippers is 50% off. And this is also my favorite one. You can also use things like free shipping, get yours now, and so on and so on. But for now, I'm going to use 50% off. All right. So as you can see, it has loaded a lot of ads for us. But before we start scrolling through the ad library, we want to put in some filters. So we're going over here, filters. And there are two very important filters that I always make sure to use. The first one and the most important one is the active status. This is a new update where we can select ads that are either active or inactive or both. And in this case, we just want to see the active ads. We have no use for the inactive ads. So I'm just going to go ahead and select that. Then the second one, which is also very important, is the date. We don't want to see any ads that have been launched in the past 5 days. We want to see all the ads before that, because we won't be testing any products that haven't been running for more than 5 days. So today is the 13th. So I'm just going to select the October 8th. All right. So these two are the mandatory ones. Then there are a few optional ones. My favorite one is to also select media type. I like to select video. Why? Because most general products have a video ad. Why is this? Because a video can explain a product way better than a photo or a collage or a carousel can. A video shows the benefit and shows the product in action. It shows how it will improve your life or solve your problem. So in this case, I'm going to try that as well. I'm going to go ahead and apply these filters. All right, so by applying these filters, we've already checked off two of the things in our checklist. One is, has the product been sold abroad successfully? Since we are already looking for products in the United States, if we find any products here, then yes, they have been sold successfully abroad. Then the next one is, has the product been running for more than 5 days? Since we are using the date filter, that we're only going to get ads that have been running for 5 or more days. So then we have checked those two things off the list. So we can go ahead and check for products that have the other things as well. All right, let's get into it. All right, this looks like a dropshipping product. Let's click on the link. So as you can see, I have two ad library tabs open. The reason why I have this is because now that I have found this store, I can copy their domain link and put it in a different tab, search that domain, and then I can see all their other ads. I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. And as you can see, they have 190 results in total. However, we can see right here that some of these ads are inactive. So what we're going to do is, again, filter those out by selecting only active ads. Apply filter. So as we see right here, they have 16 active ads on right now. Here we can see the same product that we saw earlier, and here we see a different product. They are advertising on it as well. Looks like a cat product. But as we can see, this product that we found earlier has been running since the 24th of September. This is a good indicator. All right, let's keep this one on the side and let's keep scrolling. All right, this product isn't available. Let's keep going. All right, so as you can see, this is a dropshipping store as well. As you can see right here, PP Spy. This is an indicator that it's a Shopify store, and it looks like a dropshipping store as well. A good indicator here is that the product, or at least the store, is based around the product. So you can see that this person or this company has put in a lot of effort for this store to base it around this product. Same way that someone wouldn't run ads for 5 days without being profitable, it also doesn't make sense for anybody to put so much effort into a store and not be profitable. So this is another good indicator of a product. All right, let's keep scrolling. This also looks like a dropshipping product. Let's look at the store. All right, so as you can see right here, PP Spy popped up again. This also looks like a standard Shopify theme. So we know that this is a dropshipping product as well. As you can see right here, they also have different dog products. So this store is really niche down to dog products. So what we want to do here is copy the domain again, and let's have a look at the other ads and how many ads they have running for this product. So here again, only active ads. All right, so as you can see, they have a product or an ad running since June 16th, and it's obvious that they would never run this for so long if it's not profitable. So let's have a look at the product. It's a calming couch cover. No more dirty, gross couch. Start protecting your couch from dog hairs, drool, stains, and scratches. I think this is a very good product. It solves a very big problem. A lot of dog owners have the issue that their dog ruined their couches, and as everybody knows, couches can be very expensive. So You could also like market this as an investment. And as you can see, they are also selling it for a pretty expensive price, $120. Yeah, as you can see, it's water resistant. Just wash machine wash it. Dog anxiety. As you can see, there's a valid reason why they are running this for so long. It's pretty obvious that this is a winning product and that they are profiting of this. So as you can see, this is the benefit of taking the domain of the store and putting it in a different tab, looking at their other ads, looking if they have more ads online for different products. Because that's how we found this product right now. This is a product that I would definitely test. All right, let's continue. Let's have a look at this ad. All right, so this is a sculpting bodysuit. This product has been around for ages. Everyone knows how well these products sell because these products solve a very, very big problem. Women put a lot of value into their beauty, so they can get very insecure about it as well. And if you can find a way to solve that insecurity for them by, for example, this sculpting bodysuit, you solve a very big problem for them. And that's why these products are booming all year long. And as you can see right here, they also have a buy one, get one free offer. The store looks very clean. Let's have a look. They're showing before and afters. Here you have reviews too. So you can see that they put a lot of effort into the store. And like I said, if a company or a person puts in a lot of effort, they wouldn't do this if they weren't profitable. So this is definitely a winning product. As you can see right here, they even have it before and after like this. As you can see, they have a whole funnel explaining everything about a product. And like I said, they would never put this much effort into this if it wasn't profitable for them. Let's take a look if they have other products online as well. So we're just going to go ahead and copy the domain and paste it in here. Then here again, I'm going to filter only the active ads. And as you can see, 18 results. And they have ads running since September 16th. This is a very good sign. Definitely a winning product. Definitely worth testing. All right, let's get back to scrolling. All right, this looks pretty interesting as well. Okay, so as you can see right here, this is a pair of leggings for pregnant women. All right, so as you can see, PP Spy has popped up here again. So this is definitely a Shopify store, and this is definitely a drop shipping product. It looks very decent. It's also noticeable that they have put in some kind of effort. A very nice moving GIF showing the customers and that they are happy with their reviews. All right. So let's have a look how many ads they have online for this product as well, or if they have any other products running too. So here again, filter with active ads. They have 7 ads online right now. All right. Also a pretty good indication. So I would definitely test this product out as well. All right. So I think we've found enough products for now. So what I would like to show you guys now is how we double check if the product is available on AliExpress, and how we also decide if a product is worth testing by calculating the margin. So let's take the leggings for example. So what we do here is we go to main picture, and I right click on it, and then I use this extension called Search AliExpress by image. So I click on there. So as you can see right here, it is showing us different kind of leggings. This happens every now and then if the picture is a little bit unclear. So what we could also do is search by Google. And as you can see, it pops up right now. So here we have the AliExpress link. But this one is with fleece. So this could also be a very good product, but this is not the product that we are looking for right now. This is the product right here, and as we can see, it has been sold a lot on AliExpress too, so this is also a good sign.
Hi guys, I am Brigitte, and in this video I'm going to show you how we're going to make creatives and product pictures just like this using Canva. We're going to start by opening Canva, create a design and click on Instagram post. Here, depending on the product that you're going to sell, you're going to look on elements for a picture that matches with the product that you're selling. In this case, we're going to use a drone, for example, so I'm going to use a landscape as background. And you have a lot of options free here as well, but I do recommend you to pay for the Canva Pro because it has a lot of benefits and stuff that you can do with it. And now we're going to just look for a gradient, and what we're going to do is that we're just going to change the picture a little bit, customize it by the colors that your website has. And I recommend you to only add 3 main colors on all your product pictures or on your website as well, to make everything more visual, and it also looks very clean and professional. And then we're going to click on camera roll, and we're going to import the product picture that we want to use. We're going to click on edit photo and make it PNG. This option is only available for Canva Pro, so this is one of the reasons why I suggest you buying it. But yeah, we're going to center the picture, and then we're going to add a benefit to the product picture. Most of the AliExpress links has already a text on it, so you can either copy it and then translate it with DeepL. DeepL is better than Google Translate. This one is very accurate. I had some trouble with Google Translate, so I do recommend you to use this one. After we're done translating it to the language that you are selling, we're going to click on text and add the text that you just translated. And here we're just going to edit the text a little bit. I like to use bold font so it can catch the attention more of the customers, and also put it all the way up. And because the text is saying something about 4K, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to look for 4K on elements and just add this so it can be more visual for the clients. And after you're done, you can apply this to the other product pictures as well, and everything should look something like this. As you can see here, everything has the same colors and also a lot of benefits of the product, because here what we want to do is that the customer is able to see the benefits as well as in the product picture as in the product description. Now I'm going to show you how we're going to make creatives. For the creatives, it's pretty simple. What we do is basically the same thing that we do for the product pictures, but the only difference here is that we add the offer and a logo on it. What I'm doing here is that I'm just adding a text that says something about the product, just like in the product picture. And then in this case, I'm just going to copy paste it and change the colors a little bit. We're going to click on elements and choose any type of shape that you want to use. You can use this one or whatever fits best with your website you can use. And in the shape, we're going to add the free item. In this case, it's a battery, so we're going to add free battery here in text. And here on elements, you can choose any frame that you like to add the picture inside of it. For the offer product, of course, this is not the battery of the drone, but I'm just using this one for example. And then we're going to add our logo. In this case, I'm going to use a Twitter logo, for example. So we're just going to add it on the corner. It doesn't have to be too big or too noticeable. And the final piece, we're going to add the 50% off. You can either make it yourself or just click on elements and look for one that you like I did here, and put it whatever color you want to. And your creative is ready to go. This is another example, more easy, of what you can do with your product creatives in case you are using any other product that is not that complicated and doesn't need that much explanation. You can do a collage like this, or you can just add the product picture clean and simple like this.
Welcome to Website and Marketing Mastery. In this part of the course, I'm going to show you how we set up a converting Shopify store from A to Z. That means that we're going to have a look at the back end and the front end. But before we dive in, we're going to have to choose a target country. We recommend the EU market. In the EU market, you have two different kind of countries. On one side, we have countries like the Netherlands and Belgium, like Denmark, and these countries have payment methods like Ideal, Bankcontact, and credit cards. These payment methods have fast payouts. That means that if someone orders with you today, you'll receive your money within 3 business days if you're using Shopify payments. So when your money comes, you can invest it back into the business and invest it into your ads and pay your cost of goods. And on the other hand, we have countries like Norway, Sweden, Finland, even Germany. And in these countries, the main payment way used is Klarna. And the issue with Klarna is that you have a higher risk of disputes and you also have long payout delays. So that means that if someone orders with you today, you don't get your money next week. You get your money the week after. And that means that you have to wait longer before you can invest your money back into your business. So that's why, if you're a beginner, we would recommend you to start off with either the Netherlands and Belgium or Denmark. And for this example, we're going to target the Netherlands and Belgium. So let's get right into it. All right, so as you can see, we're logged into a brand new Shopify account. We're going to start off by setting up our backend. So what you want to do first is make sure that your marks are set up right. So for that, you gotta go to the settings and go to markets. And like I said, for this example, we're going to target the Netherlands and Belgium. And when you create your Shopify account, you get the option to choose which country you're going to sell in. So as you can see, I've already chosen the Netherlands, but I still have to add Belgium as a secondary market. So first, I'm just going to delete these markets. Because you only plan to sell in the Netherlands and Belgium. We don't care about the European Union. We don't care about international. We only need the Netherlands and Belgium. So I'm just going to click on Add Market. We're going to look for Belgium. Go. right, just click away. Okay. So now we have the Netherlands and Belgium. Now, the next thing you want to do is set up your shipping and delivery. So as you can see, there's a standard shipping rate which you have to pay for. But we always want to offer free shipping. So I'm just going to delete this and add a new rate. And since we're going to target the Netherlands, I'm going to use the name of the main used shipping company in the Netherlands, which is, in this case, PostNL. And then I'm just going to leave it free. I'm going to delete these zones and then create a new zone for Belgium. All right. So we're just going to call this zone Belgium. Select it, done, and add a new rate. And here the same thing. I'm going to use the most popular shipping company in Belgium, which is Bpost. And then here as well, I'm going to leave it for free. And then I'm just going to go ahead and save this. All right, so the next thing you want to do is connect your domain. Or if you don't have a domain yet, you can purchase a domain from Shopify as well. And for this example, we're targeting the Netherlands and Belgium. And the primary country of these two is the Netherlands. So in this case, I would recommend you to use a .nl domain. So for now, I'm just gonna skip that. Or you can connect an existing domain that you've purchased from another platform. So what you do is you just fill in the domain in here and you just follow the instructions. So if you fill in the domain here, you can just follow the instructions. Then next, you want to set up your Shopify payments. So if you just go to payments right here, you can activate Shopify payments. If you click on it, you simply fill in the information required and follow the instructions. I'm not going to do this now since it's my personal information. And we're also going to take away PayPal. So I'm just going to click on Manage and deactivate PayPal Express Checkout. Then you want to set up your policies. So if you go right here, you have policies. You want to add a return policy, a privacy policy, terms of service, and a shipping policy. You can simply copy and paste the policies that we have given you. What I also like to do is I like to go to checkouts. And I select email right here. The customer contact method should always be email because if you are trying to reach out to a customer, say they forgot to fill in their house number, and of course you need to know their house number to ship their product to them, and they've only left their phone number as contact information, then you have to call them, which isn't convenient for you or for them. And the last thing that I also like to change is the email template. So if you go to notifications, you can customize your email templates right here. So if you click on it, you can change the accent color and you can also add your logo right here. All right. So once you've done all of this, you've officially set up your backend and you are ready to move on and set up your front end and customize your theme. All right. So let's get started with our front end. Before we begin, we're going to select a theme. And the theme that we're going to choose is the refresh theme. This theme has always worked well for us and it's free, so it's perfect if you're just starting out. All right, so as you can see, I've already got it here. I'm going to click on customize and then it's going to take us to our Shopify store editor. All right, and before we begin making any changes, we want to keep one thing in mind. Our store should look as simple and professional as possible. We want to give our customers a pleasant and smooth journey. So we don't want to make it too hard for them by adding too much stuff. So let's start with the colors. We always use no more than 3 colors. I personally like to use black, white, and one additional color. And in this case, I'm going to use green. All right, so now that I've edited the colors, we're going to start off with the sections. So let's go to the sections, and then we're going to start off at the top. So here we have the announcement bar. The announcement bar is across the whole store, so you want to make sure that you make the most of it. So what I like to do is I like to put our main offer on the announcement bar, and I also want to add a little bit of urgency. So in this case, I'm going to add the last day of the autumn sale. So in Dutch, that's going to be. Right, so what this does is we explain our offer and why. So we've got a sale because of the autumn, and we also add urgency by saying that it's the last day of the sale. So that means that our customers will feel like they have to buy today. They can't wait for tomorrow. All right. So you always want to make sure that you save after making a change. And then we're going to move on to the header. All right, so here you can add your logo by just scrolling down, going to theme settings, and then adding your logo right here. You can also change the color scheme. I'm just going to go ahead and select this one. And then the icon right here changed as well. Just going to click save. And then we're going to move on to the slideshow. So for the slideshow, I'm going to click on here. And then I'm going to explore free images. I'm just going to select a free image. But you can also use Canva or any other editing software to create a nice banner. But in this case, I'm just going to use the free images of Shopify as an example. Click on select. And then I'm going to change the text. So I'm going to change this to 50% off on all products. Right. I'm also going to shop. I'm also going to change the shop now button to. All right. And I'm also going to change the color scheme because I like it when the button has a different color. So like this, so it really pops out, you know? All right. Just gonna go ahead and save that. And then scroll down. So as you can see, I've created an example product right here, but I'm going to get into that later, how we create our products. All right. For now, what we want to do is we want to change the title here as well. So I'm just going to click on featured collections, and then go ahead and change this to best sellers. This is just one word, however, it implies a lot. So what it does, it indicates that we have a variety of products and that we have a few products that are our best sellers, aka we are getting a lot of sales, like a lot of people are buying other stuff, but these products are the products that the people like the most. So by using that word, you imply that you're an established company. All right. So I'm just going to go ahead and save that. And we're going to scroll down. All right, so we don't use email signups, so I'm just going to take that away. And then click on the footer. And I'm just going to go ahead and change the color scheme. I'm going to make this black. All right, so in the footer, what we want to do is we want to add a block of text. I'm going to add some information about our customer service. All right, so this is the text that I'm going to add. It says, "We are here for you," and it shows the times that we are open. And it also asks, "Have any questions? Then contact one of our customer service representatives at team at blah, blah, blah." And it also mentions the city that we are based in. So this gives the customer a little bit of familiarity. Since we are advertising in the Netherlands and we are based in the capital, it gains more trust with them. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste that into our store. All right, so there you have it. Now we're also going to add our policies, and how we do that is by clicking on the menu right here. And I'm just going to change this to info. And then here you can see the footer menu. So for us to edit that, we're going to have to click on here. And then we can add the policies that we added earlier when we were setting up the backend. So you can just delete this one and add menu item, click on policies, and then it should say return policy, terms of service, privacy policy, and shipping policy. All right, so once you've added them, you can click on save, and then it should be in your Shopify store as well. All right, and what we could also add is another block and then an image, and then here we could add our logo again. All right, so that's for the homepage. Now we're going to move on to the product page. To go to the product page, we can click on here and select products and then go to default product right here. As you can see, it says assigned to one product. So you're going to need to have at least one product to be able to access the product page. So what I've done here, I've just created an example product. So right now we're on the product page. This is the most important page of your whole store. Why? Because this is the page that your customer will be viewing once they get from your ads to your website. All right, so the main points that we want to bring forth are urgency, scarcity, and trust. If you have these 3 points in your product page, you have a higher chance of converting. So to begin, let's get rid of all the unnecessary stuff. So for example, this, go away. Product rating, not necessary. Price, leave like that. Variant picker, I always like to use drop down. This gives a more clean and professional look, especially if you have a lot of variants. This product doesn't have any variants right now, so you can't really see it. All right. Also want to get rid of dynamic checkout buttons. Description, very important. But as you can see right now, for the example product, we don't have a description yet, but we're going to get into that later, how we create our products and how we create our descriptions and so on. So for now, the share button, we can also remove that. And related products can be hidden. We don't want to distract our customers. We want to make sure that we just give them a funnel and we lead them through it and then they buy. All right, so one of the most important things that we're going to add into the product page is going to be our guarantees. We're going to add them multiple times in our product page. Once under the price and again under the description. So right now, we're just going to add a block right here. And for the guarantees under the price, we're going to use a code. So me personally, I don't know how to use code. So we always hire someone from Fiverr, just pay him quick $10, and they can edit those codes and put them into your product page. All right, so as you can see, we've added 3 guarantees, which are ordered before 11 p.m. and it's shipped out today. We've also added 100% money back guarantee. And we've also added 3,500 plus satisfied customers. So what do these guarantees do? The first one gives them a feeling that they get their package as fast as possible. The second one ensures that even if they don't like the product, they can still get their money back. So it's a win-win. And the third one shows that we have been trusted by many people before and we are a trustworthy store. All right, so next we're going to add the guarantees underneath the description. These you can do yourself. You can simply click right here on section and scroll down to collapsible content. And then here we can add our guarantees. So we have a title, and what I like to add in the title is our promises to you. And then we can add every single guarantee. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be back. All right, so as you can see, I've added 3 guarantees. The first one is about the shipping, the second one is about the customer service, and the third one is about a 30-day return guarantee. So in the shipping, we've added that all our orders will be shipped for free with our trusted shipping partners, PostNL and Baypost. I've used those company names to gain more trust since our customers are already familiar with those companies. All right, and then the second one is about our customer service. And here we tell our customers that we are always available for them and we're always ready for them. And the third one is about our return guarantee. So here we say if you're not happy or you ordered the wrong size, then you always have a right to return your order within 30 days. These guarantees are very important because these comfort our customers. Keep in mind that they've never seen you before and this is the first time that they'll be shopping with you. So if you lay these guarantees in front of them, they will trust you. All right, let's move on to the next addition. What I also like to add are our payment methods underneath the Add to Cart button. You can do that by using code or using an app. And as you can see, we've added the payment methods right here. In this case, we've used a code. You could also use a code by hiring someone on Fiverr, or if you know how to code yourself, you can do it yourself. Or you could use an app like Trust Badges or any other app. There are plenty of other apps out there. But the main point of the payment methods is to establish more trust. As you can see right here, we have payment methods like Ideal, Bancontact, Visa, MasterCard, and American Express. And these logos are so familiar that they gain more trust. All right, so the next thing we want to add is a live counter. This is also by using code. So like the previous things, you can simply contact someone on Fiverr to do that for you. All right, so as you can see, we have a live counter right here. It shows how many people are looking at the product right now. This will increase the urgency and the scarcity. Why? Because the customer will feel like, okay, I'm not the only one watching this. I'm not the only one looking for this product. There are other people looking at this product and they want to buy. So I need to be quick before it's sold out. All right, so next we want to change this. This automatically pops up when we have a sale going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it to the same color as the Add to Cart button, and I'm also going to make it round like that. You can do that by going to the theme settings right here and then scrolling to badges and then changing the color scheme right here and then changing the corner radius as well. So as you can see right now, it's the same as the Add to Cart button and it looks a lot better. All right, so here it just says sale at the moment, but we can also edit the text right here. How we do that is by going to these 3 dots right here and clicking on edit default theme content. So in here, we can change all text of the store. So in this case, I want to change this text right here. So I'm just going to copy this text, paste it in here. All right, so as you can see, this is it on sale. So I'm just going to change this, and I'm going to change that to last stock. So that's just going to be. So what this does, it increases the scarcity even more, because that with the life counter combined, it shows that the stock is limited and there are a lot of other people looking at the product right now who are interested to buy. So another text that we want to change is this, the inclusive text. So like before, I'm going to copy this text and go to theme content, paste that right here, and then just completely remove that by clicking space and then saving that. All right, so if you go back, yeah, as you can see, it's gone now. So the last thing we want to change on the product page is the price. And not the amount of the price, but how it looks like. We want to make the price a little bit bigger and stand out a little bit more to imply that we have a sale going on right now. Or if you know how to code yourself, you can do it yourself. All right, so as you can see right now, the price is bigger and it has a color, so it really attracts the eyes to it, and it really shows that we have a sale going on right now. So that's that for now for the product page. I'm going to go ahead and click on save, and then we can move on to the cart page. Before we move on, we want to change the cart from a drawer to a page. So if you go to theme settings and then you scroll down to cart, as you can see right here, it says drawer, but I'm just going to go ahead and change that to page and then save that. The main changes that we're going to make in the cart is going to be in the default theme content. So we want to change all of these text. So the first one is going back to the store. We want to remove that completely. We don't want to give the customer the idea of going back to the store. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy this, go to the content, paste that in here, and then just space and save that. All right, as you can see, it's gone. So the next thing right here, it says estimated total. I don't want it to say estimated because this implies that there could be extra charges or whatever, which we don't have. So to eliminate all doubt from the customer, I'm going to remove that. I'm just going to go ahead and copy that, paste that in here, and then just say total. All right, so that's changed as well. Next, it says inclusive tax and shipping and sales will be applied in checkout. Same thing goes here. This implies that there could be extra charges or whatever. We want to eliminate all doubt from the customer. So in this case, I'm going to change that as well. And what I'm going to change it to is free shipping. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and change that to again, here I'm mentioning the most used shipping company in those countries to gain a little bit more trust. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. And then I'm going to go back to the theme and it should refresh. There you go. So you can see the change it says, it just says total, no more estimated, and it says the shipping is free. So it reminds them that they don't have to pay extra anymore. This is the total price that you have to pay. All right. And then the last thing we're going to edit here is the checkout button. And checking out implies that they have to pay, you know. We don't want to remind them that they have to pay. We want to remind them that they're just ordering something. So what I would the phrase here, I would say complete your order. So again, all right, so I can't copy that, but I'm just going to type it in here. And then I'm going to change that to complete your order. And then save that. Yeah, so as you can see right here, it says complete your order. So that's perfect. Now we can move on to the checkout. So if you click on here, you go to the checkout. It automatically has a blue color, so we're just going to change that. And you can change that by going to theme settings and then clicking on checkout. And then here you can add a banner and a logo and so on. So I'm just going to change the colors first. Change that to our green. All right. And then here we can add a banner and a logo. So what we recommend you do is add a banner with your logo in the banner already and the guarantees mentioned again. This will remind the customer of your guarantees and will remind them of the trust that they should have in you. But if you add a banner without a logo, your store name will pop up on top of the banner. Let me show you. In this case, I'm just going to take a free image as an example. All right, so as you can see, if we select this banner, you can still see my store or your store name like that. So for us to prevent that, what we want to do is add a blank PNG as our logo. Let me show you. All right, so as you can see, we've added a blank PNG as an image right here, and there is no logo to be found anymore, and you only see the banner. All right, so next, we're going to change the colors again because last time I didn't save. All right, and then here again, we want to change the language. So as you can see right here, it says shipping, and then you first have to add your shipping address before we tell you the price. However, we want to eliminate all doubt, so we're just going to change that and say free shipping. Same goes for here. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy this, paste that in here, and then change it to shipped for free with personnel and vehicles. Save that. Let's do that here as well. And then let's also change this. And then here I'm just going to type in free. All right, so you save this. There you go. As you can see right now, it says free. And here it also says that it's shipped out for free with PostNL and Bpost. All right, so those are the basics that you should have for your store. Of course, you can also add your own twist, add your own colors, but these are just the fundamentals that we wanted to share with you to ensure that you have a converting store. All right, so now you need to know how to create products in Shopify. So there are two ways. You can either create your product manually, or you could use an app to copy it from your competitor like we do. The app that we use is Pokey. However, this app has been removed from Shopify, so you can't just find it in the Shopify App Store. You have to install it in a different way, but you can find more about this on the Pokey website. If you go to Pokey right here, you can see how you can set up your Pokey to start importing products. So for this example, I have got this product right here. So we're going to copy this product into our own store. So what I'm going to do is copy the link and to go to Pokey, paste it in there, and then click on edit product. And there you go. So in here we can edit the title, the price, even the description, and the URL. So for the URL, I'm just going to make it a little shorter. Just call it Oxford. Other than that, I'm quite satisfied with the name. I like to use price points like this, so 59.95. So that's just below 60, which implies that it's on the cheaper side. And then for the compare price, I'm going to do 120. And 120 looks more expensive than if I used 119. So as you can see, that looks a lot better right now. For the description, I prefer to change it in Shopify itself. So I'm just going to go ahead and import it right now. All right, so once it's imported, you can click right here on edit product and it will take you to your Shopify store. And as you can see, it's imported. Everything is just like it was. And as you can see, everything is in English. So we will need to translate it to Dutch so we can sell it in the Netherlands. So that's one thing. Another thing is I want to change the description, and how I like to do it is by using ChatGPT. So first of all, I'm going to delete these images because we already have our guarantees and we don't supply worldwide shipping. I'm just going to go ahead and delete that, remove. We also don't have this offer, so I'm going to remove that as well. All right. Then the color got to be translated, and the shoe sizes got to be in EU sizes since we are selling in the EU. So that has to be changed as well. And of course, translate the variants. And what I also like to do is add next to the variants almost sold out. And then of course in Dutch. So this inclines that we have a few variants that are more wanted than others. And that also gains trust because if you have products that are almost sold out, that means that a lot of people are already buying from you. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and change that. All right, so as you can see, I've translated this all and I've changed the sizes and I've added almost sold out to some of the sizes. All right, so now we're gonna want to create our description. So I'm just gonna talk to ChatGPT and ask it to create a description for me. We're gonna start off reading it. Hi chat, I would like your help. All right, so let's have a look at our competitor and see what they are bringing forward as their benefits. So as you can see here, it says the perfect choice for any occasion. Like I just added, it's orthopedic, high quality, genuine leather, wide range of sizes, versatile, breathable. So that's also a very important benefit. Just add that too. Right. So I think we have covered all the benefits, and now we can ask ChatGPT to write a description for us. We always like to use 3 to 4 paragraphs, and in between the paragraphs, we can add photos. So I'm just going to ask it right now to create a product description with 3 paragraphs. And I'm also going to ask it to highlight the important words, so make them bold, and also give each paragraph a title. So I've asked Chat to create 3 paragraphs of 4 to 6 sentences with each a short title, and to also make sure that the important words are bold so that people can skim the text and get a general idea of what the benefits are. All right, so let's hit enter. All right, so as you can see, it's given us a nice private description. It has indeed also bolded the words, a few of the words. I think it could bold a few more words, so I'm just going to ask it, could you... All right, I like that better. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to ask Chat to translate it into Dutch and make it sound natural. Because sometimes ChatGPT tends to make it sound a little bit too formal. All right, so right now we're just going to copy this and paste it in our store and make sure to make the titles a heading. And then we can add the photos. So for the photos, you can edit them yourself on Canva, or you can use the photos of the competitor or the ones that you found on AliExpress. But for now, in this case, as you can see, the competitor's logos on it. I'm not going to edit that out right now, but you get the point. Just going to delete the old description. All right. Just like that. Just going to delete this as well. All right. Now, if we go on preview, we can see how it looks. All right, perfect. So, as you can see right here, we have all the changes that we made earlier, and you can see that the price is nice, $59.95. So I always like to round my prices off with $9.95 or $4.95. These have been psychologically proven to work better than if you round it up to 60 or 50 or whatever. The small change can make a big difference, and that's why I like using it like this. So we also have last stock right here, and this combined with what we have done here on the size, saying that it's almost sold out, and combined with the live counter right now, is a deadly combo. So this is a very smart marketing strategy, if I say so myself. But saying that this is the last stock, it's almost sold out, and this many people are already looking at this product and are interested to buy, will instill a feeling of FOMO, the fear of missing out. This ensures that the customer will be more inclined to buy today instead of waiting and thinking, oh no, you know what, I'm just gonna buy it tomorrow or the day after, and thinking that they have time to just wait. No, you really want to put it in their face. There's no time for you to wait. You need to buy it now. All right. Then we also have our guarantees here, which include trust. We also have the payment methods, more trust, and then we have our description, really bringing forward the benefits of the product, what the product will do for the customer, how it will benefit their life, make their life better, easier, and so on. And then we have our guarantees again, which will incline even more trust. So if we combine all this together, you know now how to set up a converting Shopify store and how to import your products and make a product description for them. Welcome to the Bulletproof metastructure. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can implement this bulletproof metastructure into your business. So if we have a look at our index, first we're going to have a look at why do we need a bulletproof metastructure. Then we're going to look at what do you need, and then we're going to look at how it works. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So why do we need a bulletproof metastructure? Well, first of all, Facebook can be very strict and they can literally block you for no reason, especially with their bots. So this is the perfect solution for you to prevent that your whole operation gets shut down. All right, let's have a look at what you need. So to begin, you're going to need 2 business managers. Then you're going to need 4 different Facebook profiles, and you're going to need at least 2 Facebook pages. Now, let's have a look at how it works. So as you can see, right here we have 2 sides. On this side, we have the advertising business manager, and on this side, we have the data business manager. So on the data side, nothing much happens. As you can see, all we have is an admin and we have a pixel/data set. With this admin, all you do is create the pixel or data set and you share it with the advertising BM. That's it. No more, no less. On the other side, we have the advertising business manager. And on this side, we have a lot more activity. So that means a lot more risk as well. That's why, unlike on the data business manager, here we have employees as well. So if we have a look, we have the advertising business manager, and here we have an admin profile as well. And this admin profile only delegates and shares access to the employees. So here we have employee 1 and we have employee 2. So the employees, they manage the ads. We have 2 because we always want to keep 1 as backup in case the other one gets blocked. Of course, after 1 gets blocked, you can simply replace the profile with another one. The reason we use employees is because they have partial access. So that means that even if they make a mistake or they get blocked for any reason at all, this doesn't affect all the other assets on the advertising business manager. Unlike the admin that has all the access. If the admin does something wrong, then everything gets blocked. And that's why we only use the admin to simply delegate or share access. Then of course we have the ad account. If you're using a personal ad account, this will of course be linked to your personal profile, which in this case will be the admin. And if you are using an agency account, then you can simply use another profile as an admin and then use that admin to grant access to the employees. And then we have the Facebook pages. The Facebook pages will only be linked to the employees. That's because we always use the Facebook pages to advertise and they have a bigger risk to get blocked. So if you only connect them to the employees, even if they get blocked, the risk is on the employees and it's not directly linked to the business manager. So as you can see, the whole principle of this structure is that nothing is directly linked to each other, which means that even if something gets blocked, you can simply take that out and replace it with a new one and keep your business running smooth and nice. And that's basically how it works. So if you want to know how you can get those profiles, those business managers, then make sure to join our community and gain access to our private network.
Welcome to the next part, people. Right now, I'm going to tell you guys about our ad strategy. This one is just an overview, so don't worry. We're still going to get deeper into it. I'm going to show you guys step by step how we do it. But this one's going to tell you guys exactly how we do it. And then let's say later on in the course, when you're busy with your ads and you forgot something, you can come back to this video and then everything will be clear again. All right, let's start with the index. We're going to start with broad targeting over interest targeting for testing. I'm going to explain to you guys why. I'm going to explain what targeting means, of course. 2, budget and campaign layout. 5, ad sets. We're going to show you guys what that means. Our testing strategy, our scaling methods, and also a more in-depth scale and kill strategy. I'm going to show you guys exactly how we test and how we scale, how we kill. Especially if you're a beginner, this is very important for you to watch. So let's get into it. Number 1, broad targeting over interest targeting for testing. Well, what do I mean by targeting? Facebook lets you choose which clients you think are suitable for your products, right? So they know everything about their clients, and you can literally choose an interest or maybe a behavior that fits with your client. So you can say you only want to target people that are interested in online shopping, or you want to target people that love cars, for example, right? That's targeting with an interest or with a behavior. What we're doing right now is broad targeting, which means that we don't target at all. And why do we do that? Well, that's because after the iOS 14 update, it was very hard for Facebook to track the clients that are using Apple products. That means like more than half all the people that are using the services were not tracked anymore. So then that also had a big impact on all the advertisers because the targeting got way worse, right? But Facebook, of course, is going to keep evolving and it's going to keep getting better. They have a whole algorithm. They know exactly what people like to click and how they blow up videos and everything, right? So Facebook is smart. Understand that Facebook has a robot as well. So when you put your ads online, as a robot that checks them for you, and then they approve it or deny it. Okay. So the Facebook algorithm is very smart and it's always evolving. So now what our new strategy is and what we have been using for the past year, alongside other brands and big companies that are also targeting, well, we use broad targeting. The Facebook algorithm is steadily evolving, right? So even the bigger brands and big companies, they're all using broad targeting right now to get to their best suitable clients. So the best way to find your ideal clients is by using broad, also known as no interest campaigns. These are not aimed at anyone specifically, but here you let Facebook take over and find the right people for your product. All right, I hope you guys understand this part. Of course, you're gonna see it as well in the live setup. Two, the budget and campaign layout. All right, I'm gonna explain to you guys how Facebook works and how you can set up a campaign. Facebook has different ways of setting up a campaign. They have an automatic way or a manual way. We always use the manual way. Or we set up our campaigns just as I'm going to show you right now. We use CBO campaigns, which means campaign budget optimized campaigns. What the CBO allows you to do is put a budget on an entire campaign, right? So in Facebook, you have three different levels. You have a campaign level, then you have an ad set level, and then you have your ad level. On your campaign level, you can choose if you want to get leads or maybe brand awareness or maybe you want purchases, depends on whatever the target is for your campaign. This is what you choose at the campaign level. Then at the ad set level, you can choose your targeting or the location where you want to target your audience, what language they need to speak, what age they need to be. This all of this you can select it at the ad set level, and then you have the ad level where you're going to put in your ad creatives, videos, photos, whatever you think is best for your clients. You're going to put them in at the ad level, and that's the three levels of Facebook which builds a campaign. All right. So why do we use CBO campaigns, and what other campaigns do you have? We also have a normal standardized campaign. And with the standard campaign, you can choose your budget on ad set level, right? So what I just explained, on an ad set level, you can choose different interests. And in one campaign, you can have multiple ad sets. So let's say you can have different interests on all those ad sets. You can also set a budget for each ad set separately, all right? But we're not doing this. We set our budget on a campaign level. So everything which falls beneath the campaign will get the budget allocated automatically by Facebook. And that's the difference mostly. So you give Facebook more freedom to select whatever they think is going to work best for you. And giving Facebook more freedom has always proven to be better lately because they're also evolving and they're doing their best to find the right clients for you with their algorithm. Giving them more space is very beneficial to you. We set our budget on 50 euros for the entire campaign. We set 5 ad sets with no targeting. All of these are identical. Create one first and then duplicate them 4 times. Well, at first we always use one, which is also an option. You don't have to use different ad sets. You can still use one ad set. But we have been split testing a lot and we see that if we duplicate the same ad set just 5 times, even if everything else is the same targeting, same ads underneath it, we have seen that Facebook will still allocate the budget between those 5, and some of them get better results than others. And why is this? Well, each ad set will be targeted at another interest because Facebook is still using interest, Facebook is still using behaviors, but they're doing it automatically. They're looking for the right clients for you. So if in one ad set, for example, they're looking for engaged shoppers, or the other one they're looking for online shopping enthusiasts, or whatever they're looking for. Maybe one of them hits a better audience than the other. To be clear, we leave them all on, even though one is better than the other. We don't cut out any of the ad sets later on, especially in a test campaign. Test campaign stays exactly how it is, so you set this up in the same way and then you just scale it up. Doesn't matter if one is performing better than the other, because Facebook will always put the budget on the right campaign for you. All right. Same thing when you're trying to test new creatives. If you have some very great performing creatives in a CBO campaign and you put some new creatives in, they're still going to focus on the creatives that they know that are best, because they know that that will get the most results for you. That's why we also make a new campaign when we test new creatives. And then we have the last one, creatives. These can be videos, photos, carousels, collages. It depends on the product that you're selling. If you're selling a fashion product, for example, like shoes, you can use a collage. Collage work very, very great for us. They've always worked great historically. But if you have a product, for example, that's a general product and you need some more explanation, you need to explain how this product works or why it's beneficial to them, and then it will be better to explain it in a video, for example, right? Or if you're selling a drone, you show them in a video how the drone works, and you give all the benefits in a video. So it depends. Each product is different. That's up to you. See whatever works best for you and whatever works best for your product. But this is just an overview. In the next video, we're going to teach you step by step how to set up a campaign yourself, like I said earlier. So don't worry about that. Now, next, our testing strategy. Very important. We test on a €50 budget for the next day at 6 a.m. local time. And here are some of our rules. After the campaign is launched in the first 24 hours, we follow these. If it has spent €10 and you have a CPC, so specifically this means cost per click, and we're looking for the cost per link click, because you have different CPCs. You can also select CPC all, but you should always select cost per link click, because CPC all means also the clicks that you have on your ad, or maybe on the comments or whatever, but you want the people to actually click to your website. So if you have spent €10 and you have a CPC over €1.20, you kill the product, because this is expensive, and most of the time when it's this high, this early, it doesn't really get the sales or results that you want. And then you can save some money, especially in the beginning. At €20 spent and you have no added to carts on your website, then you also kill the product. And how to find these add to carts? Well, you can immediately see it in the overview on the dashboard when you get on Shopify, but that's all the add to carts together, right? And if you're testing 3 different products on the same day, it's very hard to see which product got the add to cart. Well, under analytics in Shopify, under reports as well, you'll find a report that's named Sessions by Landing Page. Here you can see the add to carts, the checkout initiated, and also the conversions and the conversion rate per product, which is very, very important. You will find specific data to help you scale and kill. Now, €30 spent and you have no sales, that means that you can turn off the product, all right? If you're past €30 and you still have no sales, and let's say your add to cart, you only have 1 or 2, then I would just turn it off. Let's say, for example, if you see it has spent €30 and you have like 9 add to carts and you have 0 sales, then you know there's something wrong with your landing page. So sometimes if we can see a lot of great responses on our ads, and also a lot of add to carts, for example, or maybe a lot of people click through and the CPCs are very low, but then on the site no one buys, then you're gonna have to fix your site. So don't just keep testing over and over and over again until something sticks, because if your site is not converting, then you will just be burning money. So make sure you read the data and then make sure that you actually act upon it. I'm gonna get deeper into this in another video as well, so don't worry about that. We're gonna tell you guys exactly how we do it. We test 3 new products per store per day. I'd recommend you to keep 5 as the max, especially in the beginning. This will not only ensure a higher quality test based on your focused efforts, but it will also benefit your performance on Facebook and support the longevity of your account. Especially in the beginning, this is very important. I wouldn't recommend you to test more than 5 a day. Keep 5 max. I've been testing 20 a day, 10 a day. I've been dropshipping for a long time, so I know exactly how Facebook is working right now. And right now, I recommend you not to use too much, because you will see your performance drop on Facebook itself. I cannot explain why exactly, but that's something that I've seen in my own ads, and also in my entire network, you will hear the same story. And also, if you focus your efforts on maybe 2, 3, 4 products, and you have enough time on your hands to make them high quality. So to make them with your best efforts, which means high quality product with good product pictures, with very good landing pages, also with good creatives, you will have a higher chance of getting a winner. All right. Sometimes it's quality over quantity. Next, our scaling method. So we scale based on our ROAS, our return on ad spend, right? So if I spend €1 and I get €2 back, that's a 2 ROAS. And our profit margins per product. And we scale horizontally and vertically. I'm going to explain you what I mean with vertically and horizontally. First, vertical scaling means increasing the budget of your test campaign, because then you go up. You're doing what you're doing already, but just more of it. And by testing new creators for your winners, which will also increase your budget per product. Same thing, right? Because you're pushing more budget in the same product, and that means that if you have a steady 3 ROAS on the same product, and you push more in it and more in it, and it stays on 3 ROAS, you're gonna see that your revenue will go sky high, right? At first it was €50 and then you got 3 ROAS, that means 150 back. And let's say you scale it to 300 and you get a 3 ROAS, that's a 900 revenue. But there's a lot of inconsistency here. I see a lot of my students struggling with this. They see a great product, maybe has a 4 or 5 ROAS, very good, and then they scale like the same day or maybe even the next day, and you just see the performance drop very quickly, right? So when you're a beginner, I wouldn't recommend you to immediately scale vertically. So let's say after 48 hours, it's a good product, you immediately want to up the budget and double it. No, I would recommend you first, when you just start out, to do horizontal scaling. What I mean by this is by testing more products when you find winners instead of immediately scaling them to the moon. If you have a product and it's inconsistent, you have a good day, a bad day. If you have many products at the same time, let's say you have 5, 2 of those can be bad, but then the other 3 catch them. So then they make sure that you're profitable at the end of the day, and the other way around as well, right? That's what I've seen many, many times, and that's what I'm going to show you as well in the next video in the daily ROAS of mine, where you can see some of the products going well, and then sometimes they go bad, and that's just normal. Not every day is going to be a great day for your products, but if you have many different products, they will help each other out, and then at the end of the day, you will always be profitable, and that's very important. Profits over anything else. The next reason is so I'll almost say what I said before, but profits are more important than revenue, right? You can have a lot of revenue, you can scale, but if you see your profits drop, and then yeah, fine, you did a 10K day, but you have a 10K day with only €500 profit, well, that's not what you want, right? You will want a 30% profit on, let's say, 3K, right? Then you have 900, that's much better. And what that does for you, by having less money running through your account, you're less prone to holds. You will have less problems with your ad account, for example, because you put less pressure on your system, because less money is running through them, but more money is coming into your pocket, and that's always best. Always optimize for profits. So that's what you do by doing this. And as soon as you get like 2, 3 products, let's say you have 3 products that are running consistently for more than 48 hours, then you can start to scale your best products. That's what I recommend you guys to do, of course, right? But you can also try vertical scaling. But as soon as you see any inconsistencies, then I would go to horizontally. But yeah, I'm just giving you guys the best advice that I can, all right? Next, I'm going to get more in depth with the skill and kill strategy. We only make a decision after every 48 hours. So after the product has passed the testing phase and has gotten sales. If you scale and you see the performance drop after 48 hours, and then you see a drop after 24 hours, you cannot touch the ad nor the landing page. Otherwise, you can't receive any real data to base any of your decisions on it. Do you guys understand this part? Always use a 48-hour window, at least. If we don't go under 48 hours, we can use 72, we can use a bit longer, but never go under 48 hours. So let's say your product has been running for 5 or 6 days. On the 6th day, you are on a time frame window again, and you want to make a decision. You look at the past days, you see, okay, it's going very well, making a lot of profits. Then you can scale it again. But the next day, you see it goes bad, you cannot touch the ads, all right? You need to leave it for 48 hours. You can have a bad day, that's normal. Sometimes you just got to bite the bullet, right? Just bite the bullet. If you're unprofitable for that day, just stay unprofitable. The next day, it can get it all back. Try to see it as a business and try to think long-term more than short-term, okay? So At the end of the month, you just gotta be profitable, at least 25%, and then you know that you're good. Let me get into the rules. That's the vertical scaling rules. If the ROAS is above 2.8 and your profits are above 25%, then we scale with 100% budget increase. 100% budget increase means that if your product is on 100, another 100 into it, and then it goes to 200. If the ROAS is between 2.8 and 2.3, and your profits are between 15 and 25%, you can also scale with a 50% budget increase. If the ROAS is below 2.3 and the profits are below 10%, but the product is not unprofitable yet, we leave it on and we try to optimize this product, which is very important. Sometimes you can see what you're spending 200 euros on this product and it's getting 400 euros in. Of course, it looks like you're getting a lot of revenue and you want that 1K day, you want that 2K day, you really want to scale, and you just take a leap of faith and you scale it anyway. No, that's not the move, man, because you're gonna see that it's gonna bite you back. The higher your budgets go for a product, the lesser your results are gonna be. But what you can do when you see that a product is doing on average 10% profit or less is optimizing it. You need to optimize it, go back into your stats. Same thing I said earlier, right? If you see you have a lot of add to carts, but a lot of people are falling off at the checkout, a lot of people are falling off, and then only a few buy compared to what the people are actually doing in the add to carts, based on what the people are putting in the carts. Well, though that's a very important part for you guys to focus on. Also, if you have, let's say, 9 add to carts, it's usually normal for you to get 6 checkouts and then 3 sales. If you see it's 9 and then it's like 1 and then 0 sales, then you have a problem, right? They need to optimize something on your landing page. Maybe it's a little bit more urgency for people that are adding to cart so they can actually push through, or maybe it's a cart timer you need to add, or maybe your cart is not clear enough, or something. There must be something that you can fix. If you had to choose between ROAS and profit, choose profit. For example, a 2 ROAS but 30% profit is still good to scale, and this could be a more expensive product with better margins, for example, which is normal. Imagine you have a product that you're buying in for 50 euros and you're selling it for 170, for example. If you have a 2 ROAS, you can have a lot of profits already on low ad spend. So that's why I always choose profit over ROAS and not the other way around, because if you have a 2.8 ROAS but your margins are very, very bad and your profits are very, very bad as well, it doesn't make sense to scale. So always look at your profits as well. Now, the product killing procedure. If the product is unprofitable in the past 5 days, upon checking the stats after a 48-hour window, then you kill it. I hope you guys understand this. So let's say your product runs for 15 days, right? It's on for 15 days, and then you always have to look back at the past 5 days. We sometimes also look back to the past 7 days, but let's say for now we use 5 days. You can see maybe the past 48 hours after the last time that you scaled it, it dropped, the performance dropped, and maybe you even see that you have a big loss as well. Let's say those days you lost 50 euros and 50 euros. But the days before, the 3 days before those last 2 days where you had a loss, you could have been profitable those 3 days before. If you were profitable, let's say 100 euros profit every single one of those days, and then you lost 100, that doesn't matter because you're still in the green, you're still profitable, you're still 300 euros plus. So we always try to look at it like this. Why? Because we know that the longer we let a product run, the better Facebook is going to find the right clients for us, and the more time we get to optimize the product as well, right? And sometimes they catch each other, so if one is going bad, another one comes in and catches them up. And we've seen a lot of times in our own daily ROAS, so I'm going to show you guys exactly how our sheet works every single day. We're going to keep track of everything. We've seen some products that should have been killed if we only were looking at the past 48 hours, but they weren't. And because they weren't, they were able to get a lot of profits for us on the long run. So they were running for, let's say, 50 days, while at day 12 or day 6, they were supposed to be killed if you only looked at the 48 hours mark. That's why it's very important to look at a longer time frame. Same thing I said earlier, right? Focus on the long term, not on the short term. Also, what is very important, let's say after those 48 hours, the same example I just used, the past 48 hours after you scaled, it was unprofitable. What we do is we downscale, okay? So we go back to the previous budget it had. So let's say the last budget was 100, and then you scaled it to 200, and then after those 48 hours, you see that 200 did not work for you, then you scale it back down to 100. Okay, you don't kill it immediately, you scale it back down to 100. And if it stays unprofitable there, then of course you kill it. We don't downscale twice. We don't downscale 2 times in a row. We only downscale once. Okay, very important. Hope you guys understood that. Okay, let's get back to this one. So I'm gonna repeat it. If the product is unprofitable in the past 5 days on average, upon checking the stats after a 48-hour window, you kill it. If not, leave it on for another 48-hour window, and the ads tend to optimize with time. It gives Facebook more time to find the right clients. So stay sharp and keep track of all and any changes made, so you can always pinpoint which of your actions had an impact on your performance. So keep a log of your changes on your website, for example, which is also very important. Sometimes I have some of my students, they see, okay, it was going well, and then they change something, or they switch their offer, or they switch something on the website, they put extra information about the shipping, and then they're like, oh, I don't know what changed. Well, the thing that you did changed it. So after that date, after you change something on your site and you see a drop or maybe even an increase in your performance, you need to know exactly what that thing was that you changed on your website that made the change for you. All right. So it's very important for you guys to track everything you're changing as well. And yeah, that's just a little tip on the side. That brings us to the end of our strategies of scaling and killing. That's just as simple as it gets, actually. Now, of course, I know for you that you're just starting out, maybe it's not as simple as it looks, but trust me, with the time and with some practice, it's going to get very, very simple. I remember it being much harder back in the days when we were using custom audiences and lookalike audiences and a lot of other different things. And of course, now there are some advanced strategies as well as bid caps that you can use, for example. But we're going to get into that later or in the community. And I can always add new videos in here if you guys need it. But with this strategy, you can get to many thousands of euros a day. All right. I've used the same strategy to 15,000 euros a day steadily, and you can go way beyond. I know people are doing much more with the same strategy. All right. So that's important for you guys. We're going to get into how to set up these campaigns later. If you have any other questions about this video, about our scaling and killing strategy, if there's something that I missed, let me know. I can still update it. See you guys at the next one.
Welcome to the live ad setup walkthrough. In this part of the course, I'm going to show you live how we set up our campaigns. So let's get right into it. All right, so as you can see, I have the ads manager in front of me. So to start off, we're going to click on create right here. Then we're going to select sales, continue, manual sales campaign, because we want to set it up ourselves, continue. All right. So as you can see right here, we have the campaign level, then we have the ad set, and then we have the ads. So to begin with the campaign, I'm going to give it a name. So I'm going to call it CBO Boots because we're going to test boots, and sales because it's a sales campaign. So now we're going to scroll down, and here we can make it a CBO. So right now it's called Advantage Campaign Budgets. So just like Teyron explained, a CBO is basically a campaign which budget is optimized on the campaign level. So that's what we're going to turn on right now. And then here we can set the campaign budget. So let's do 50. All right. And that's that for the campaign level. Now we can move on to the ad sets. So here we want to address a few things. So here I'm going to do the target countries, which are the Netherlands and Belgium. Then the interest, which is broad, so no interest. And then the gender. In this case, I'm just going to do all. So both genders. All right. So then conversion location is going to be website. And then here you can select your pixel. Right now we don't have one connected, but you should have. And then you can put your goal on purchase. All right. So then here we can set the schedule. So today is this. So I'm going to put it for the next day, and I'm going to put it at 6 a.m. All right, and we're not gonna put an end date. Then we want to change our location to the target country, which is the Netherlands and Belgium. So we're just gonna click that away and search up Netherlands and Belgium. All right, so that's that. Then we can scroll down here, and as you can see here, yeah, it's automatically already selected the age and the gender, so we'll leave it like that. And here you just want to put your store name, store name, and then we're gonna leave this as it is. All right, so that's that for the ad sets. Now we're going to move on to the ads. Okay, so here we start off with ad 1, and for this one we're going to use a photo. Then you want to select your page. This is an old store. And then you want to select manual upload and single image or video. And then you can add your media right here. So I'm just going to add a photo. I already added this one, the test, so I'm just going to do that. And I'll leave it like that. So for these optimizations, I don't really like the optimizations that Facebook has. We've tested them with and without, and in most cases, without work better. So how I do that quickly is I just click it on and then turn it off, and then all optimizations get removed. So then we click on done, and that's that for the media. Then we scroll down. Here we have the primary text. So here we put our ad copy. So for now, I'm just going to put our best seller is back in stock. Don't miss out. And then we can add an emoji. And then here we can put a headline. So we can just put like something like 50% off. And then here we can put plus free shipping. Of course, this is just an example. You can put whatever you want. Of course, this is only an example. It depends on which product you are selling, on which offer you are giving, and whatever works well for you. All right. So then we want to move on to the call to action. I'm going to put shop now. And then here you want to put your URL link so for the product page. And then here you can put the link for your store. So I'm just going to put test store now. And then here it should be something like your store name and products slash and then the URL name that you've given your product. So in this case, I'll just put boots. So it should be something like this. And then as you can see right here, it says it only shows the domain name. So it doesn't show the URL. All right. And then we scroll down and that's that. So that's the first ad. Then what you want to do is you want to click on here, duplicate it and duplicate it twice in the original campaign. And as you can see, you have it here. So then you can edit these ones. So all you want to do is just edit this. So say you got a collage as well, then you can simply just delete that and add the collage. Right now I don't have it, so I'm just going to leave it like this. And same thing for the other one. And then once you've added the media, you can leave the ad copy and the rest the same. And then we're going to move on to duplicating the ad set. So we're going to do that the same way. Click on here, duplicate. This for an exit in the original campaign, and then duplicate. And there you have it. Now your campaign is set. And now you can simply click on review and publish your ads. So as you can see, it's pretty straightforward. But of course, if you're just a beginner, it'll take some time for you to get a hang of it. But trust me, that won't take long. All right. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one. Welcome. In this video, I'm going to show you how we fill in our daily ROAS. So let's get right into it. All right, as you can see, we have our daily ROAS right here. And here we have the date. And here's our store. So we go to analytics, reports, and then sales by product. So here we want to select the date of today or yesterday and apply. And then we're going to add some more columns, orders, and we're also going to add the price. So now we're going to copy the name of the product and paste that into the sheet right here. And we're going to do the same for the others. But for now, we're just going to move on with the first one. So we want to copy the price, paste that in there. The quantity, so how many times we've sold the product. Put that there in units sold. And then the amount of orders. And we put that in the purchase column. All right. Then we add the discounts and returns, but here we have none. So we just put in 00. Then we go to the sessions by landing page. So here we can see the amount of add to carts and the conversion rate. So here we do the same thing, the date, and then we look at the product. Then we add the columns, conversion rate, and then here we copy the add to cart amount and the conversion rate and paste that into our daily ROAS sheet as well. All right, so this is the first day we ran this product, so we put in day 1, and our budget was 50 euros. So then we go to our ads manager and also select the same day. And then here we go to the campaign and we copy the amount spent and paste it in there. Then we also copy the CPC. And then we also add the total amount spent. So we paste that in there. And then we also add the total CPC. All right, so for each day we create a separate tab. So if you want to make a new one for the next day, we're just going to go ahead and duplicate this one. And then here we change the date. And then here we change the day as well. And then we remove everything that we just filled in and replace it with the new information once we got it. All right, so here with the units sold accumulated, we count all of the units that we've sold in total. This isn't necessary. Our VA always does this for us, and it just helps to get a bigger overview, So here we use the VLOOKUP formula. It's a bit complicated if you are not familiar with Sheets or Excel, but If you just keep on rewatching this video, you should know how to use it. It's pretty straightforward. And then we have the total units sold right there. And the same thing we do for the margin accumulated and the total margin. So we use that to get a better overview of the past week. And this way we can decide if we kill a product or not. So here we do the same thing, use the VLOOKUP. And as you can see, we used the data from the previous sheet or the previous tab, and we use that here as well. All right, so that's basically how you fill in the daily ROAS. Make sure to fill it in every single day. That's very, very important to have a good overview of your business. So I hope it was clear. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to send me a message in the community.
And we are back. We're going to talk about reading results to get results. Very important for you to understand your analytics. Index, the main statistics you need to understand. 2, the daily ROAS sheet. And that's it for now. I hope this is going to be a shorter video for you guys, but full of value, right? A lot of value. Okay, next. Number 1, the main statistics you need to understand. It's very important to read and understand these. The only way to make good decisions that will benefit your business and your pockets is by understanding your numbers, right? Very important. These are some metrics. At the left side, you will find these on your Facebook, and on the right side, these you can find on your Shopify or on your website. However, the ROAS, that's a combination of both. That's why I didn't put it on, but it doesn't matter. All right, let's get into it. CPC, and not just any CPC, but specifically we want to look at the cost per link click, right? Because you have CPC all, you have different types of CPCs, and just cost per click, it can be any clicks. You don't want to see those. You want to see the link clicks. Why? Because those people actually go to your website. So if I say 30 cents CPC is very good, then I mean a 30-cent cost per link click CPC and not a CPC all. I'll give you a good example of a CPC that is good and a CPC that's bad. A good CPC, as I just said, is around 30 cents or below. So you pay 30 cents for every click on your website, which is very good. An average is around 50 cents. And also very bad, let's say, is 90 cents and above. Although I've had some winners that had 90 cents or above, but they have very high CVRs on website. So it's a combination of everything. You cannot just look at one of these and then just, oh, you have to figure out. No, you need all of these together. Also, that same winner had a CVR of 4%, literally on average for 50, 60 days on the Dutch market. Very good. But the CPC was 90 cents. I wasn't testing enough new creators back then, and the creators that I did test didn't really hit as the first one. But let's say I could have gotten that CPC down. I could have gotten that CPC to 50 cents, for example, or even 45 cents, because that's half of what it was before. That means that I would have gotten double as much clicks for the same price that I paid. And this product, the same product I'm talking about right now, were a pair of boots. These were my biggest winner in December last year. And they did over 85,000 euros in revenue, only that one product, just with that same 90 cents, almost dollar CPC. So that's a good example. Next up is the CPM. The CPM is a cost per 1,000 impressions. This is like the marketplace price that Facebook charges you to show people your ads. When it's Black Friday or Christmas and everything is booming, everyone wants to be advertising, then you can see the CPMs going up. Past Black Friday, the CPMs were 17, 18, 19 euros. Very expensive compared to a normal usual day. Right now I have CPMs on my winners, on my best products, of like 4 euros. But with those seasons when everyone is active, that also means that a lot of people are actively buying. So same thing as before, all the stats together, they make a big difference. So don't just look at one of these. Then we have the CTR, that's the click-through rate in percentages. You see a percentage of the people that click through. So let's say it reached 1,000 people and then 10 people click through, then you know it had 1% click-through rate. or maybe if 30 people click through, then I had a 3% click-through rate. A good click-through rate is around 2 to 4%. Also, the CTR and CPM together, if you mix those together, then you get your CPC. So sometimes you see your CPC is a bit high, let's say it's 60 cents, and you want to get it down. Maybe your ads have a very high click-through rate. Maybe it has a 6% click-through rate. But then you can see that maybe your CPMs are high. Or the other way around, maybe your CPMs are €4, very low, and then your CTR, the people that actually click through, is very, very low. So maybe 0.5%. Then you know that's the problem of your ads. So then you need to fix your ads with new creatives, because people are interested and people are clicking or is getting engagement, but you don't have a call to action to actually push people to come to your website. So that's how I play around a little bit with those statistics, so I can see where the problem lies, and then I can pinpoint where I need to focus my efforts on. Okay. Of course, with practice, you guys are going to learn more about this, and also you can contact me in the community at all times to help, so I can help you calculate these decisions. ROAS, most important. We already talked about this in the last video, but this is your return on ad spend. Okay, you give out 100, you get 200 back. That means you have a 2 ROAS. You give out 150, you get 450 back. Means you have a 3 ROAS. Okay, very important. Then that's the side of Facebook, which is very important, which I always track. And then we can go to the side of your website. Then you find your CVR. That's a abbreviation for conversion rate or conversion ratio, but we call it a conversion rate. And this is the percentage of people that actually buy. So the industry average in the Netherlands and Belgium, in that market, is 2%. I think in Norway it's higher. It's around 5%, even sometimes 6, sometimes 4. Let's say average 5%. And Denmark, it's around 3 to 4%, and so on. But in a Dutch market without Klarna, 2% would be the average, and also very good for you to be profitable. And the add to cart, your site, oh, I see I've made a mistake here, but it doesn't matter. That's your site's add to cart ratio. Almost same as conversion ratio, but that's for the add to cart. Both of these should be viewed individually per product. It's hard to look at the complete picture, so all the products together, with all the stats together, and then make a good judgment, especially in the beginning. It's very important for you guys to use the report that I explained to you guys earlier, what you guys can find in Shopify, analytics. Then you go to reports, and the report's name is Sessions by Landing Page. If you guys cannot find, you can contact me in the community, or maybe my partner Appy will make a video where you guys can see exactly how he does it. But it's very important for you guys to use this report, because then you can see the CVR and the add to cart rate per product. Sometimes it can be also the product and not your entire page. Some of my students come to me and they have a 0.5 conversion rate or 1.4. Let's say just a bad conversion rate. And then they're stressing out that it's their website. But they're testing new products every single day. And a lot of the products that they're testing are not actually hitting, and there are no real customers for them. People are not really interested in those products. And then if you look at the winner that they have, maybe they have one winner in all of those products, and then the winner has a 4 or 5% conversion rate. If you only have those type of products, then you will see the entire conversion rate of the entire store going up very easily. Or if you turn everything else off and you just let that one product run, then suddenly you have a 5% conversion rate. And this means that your landing page layout is good, but perhaps your products are bad. And what if you have good products you're testing? People buy here and there, and every product that you're testing, people want to buy, so your product selection is very good, but you never seem to get over 2% conversion rate per product, so like individually in one product alone. Then you know that, okay, you have a problem with your landing page, because your landing page is simply not converting. All right, it's very important to check. Of course, in the community, I'll be there actively to help you guys. But these are the statistics that I want you guys to know and to remember. You guys can come back to this video as much as you need it, of course, and of course and also with practice, this will become perfect. Okay. And now next, I want to show you guys the daily ROAS sheet. I already referred to it earlier, and also my partner or one of our employees is going to make a video for you to show you exactly how we fit it in, how we use it, how we use the skill. But for now, I've selected an old ROAS sheet for us to look together so I can explain to you. This store I'm going to show you guys made around 10K in profits in 20 days or so. So it was a profitable store. I think we turned it off because we got a big hold on it, Shopify hold. Some people were asking me as well, how should you avoid a Shopify hold? Well, the simple answer for that is to have your backend in order. Make sure that you send out your products quickly. Make sure you send out make sure you send out quality products only. And of course, I'm going to get into this as well later. And you can always ask me questions about this, or if you're going through one, on the community as well. Let's get into the daily ROAS sheet for now. All right, we have arrived at the daily ROAS sheet. Let me just select a random day for you guys. Okay, here you can see all the products. So let's start at the beginning. We see all the products that we're selling. There's all the names. Here is the last added date and also the budget. Very important, because I told you guys about the 48-hour time frame. So you need to be able to track when the last time was that you made a decision, because the 48-hour time frame is not going to be for all products at the same time, of course, because you're going to be consistently testing new products every day. So it can be different for each product. So important to keep track of it here. As you can see down here, you have different days. So every day I make a new tab for a new day. You cannot just accumulate everything in one tab. Then you won't have a clear overview anymore. Okay, so every day you make a new tab. Here you can see the day that the product, or how many days the product has been online: 21 days, 15, 6, here, and so on and so on. Here you can see the total spent: 345 euros spent for this product. And just sneak peek back here, you can see it brought in 1,000. But let's get back here. That's the total spent. Here you can see the add to carts. You can find this on your website, of course. Also the purchases, which is different from units sold. You see this one here, because the purchases can be 22, but some people buy double, right? So they have 27 units sold. But yeah, that's important. Now the break-even ROAS, as you can see, this is automatically calculated. Same for the ROAS. Also explain this one to you. The return on ad spend, all right? And the break-even ROAS, that's your break-even return on ad spend that you need for this product. Well, here it's automatically calculated, which means that you need at least a 1.4 ROAS. So if you spend 100 euros, you need 140 back to break even. So then you don't lose and you don't win, okay? The ROAS, the CPA, cost per acquisition, so cost per sale, which is 15 euros, which is very good, because as you can see, the price is 39, so like 40 euros, and you pay 15 a sale. Here you can see a CPC of 40 cents. Keep this, we track this also. Let me just go one step back. Yeah, the CPA is also automatically calculated. Now that brings us to the price. This one you put in yourself. Cost of good, which means the cost of the product. So you sell it for 40, but you buy it for 11.40. Then here is your margin. So this is your price minus your cost of good. That's your margin on this product. So each sale that you get, you're gonna get a 28 euro profit out of it. Here you can see the units sold accumulated. So there's a little calculation up here that calculates the past days, so like even all the days that it has been on. So in total, in the 21 days, it has sold 172 units. And then, the total units, including the units of this day. You see the total. Here you can see the total cost of good, which is also automatically calculated, same as the store value, which is basically your revenue this day, what has come in, but then minus your discounts. That brings you to your true revenue. And then here you see your margins, the margin in percentages, which is also very important, because I told you guys how to scale. And you scale looking at your percentages and also your ROAS. Here you can see a higher than 2.8 ROAS, right? 2.9. And here it is a more than 25%, 35% margin. So this product, if it does this the same the next day, then it would be able to scale double the budget, all right? And here we have another calculation that calculates the past 4 or 5 days, and we put it all together. This is not necessary, but it is easier if you know how to use it. I cannot explain to you right now immediately, but one of my team members will. I haven't made this myself, by the way. Here, margin 365 euros. And then for all the products, as you guys can see, the same thing that I told you earlier. Some products can be unprofitable, but that doesn't matter because other ones will catch them. And here we have a lot of products as well. They're in purple. Why? Because these ones were not online. They weren't actually spending. Well, this one was, but usually they aren't actually spending, but they're getting sales. So people are scrolling around, they're buying, and we still count these ones into the daily ROAS because it's still profit that comes in. And the products that we test, and we see that they didn't get any sales. Maybe they were in the testing phase. You spend 10 euros or 20 euros and you turn them off because you saw that you had no add to carts or your CPC was very bad. We don't put those type of products here in the daily ROAS because that's a waste of time because they have no sales. We only put the products that have sales. And here you can see that we have a profit of 1,000, and here we fill in the total ad spend, right? So here, if you go back, the total spend of the products that have a sale is 1.2k. Maybe you go on your Facebook on your ad manager and you can see that you spent 1.3k total. Well, we put the 1.3 here, automatically calculates this. Now you see, okay, you spend 95 euros on your testing campaigns, and then we deduct this from your profit. So here was the profit of the products that sold, and here is the profit minus the test. Okay, and that's a 28% profit. So here you can see in one day we spent 1,000 testing different products. These ones were pretty new. They were new like one day before. And here you can see the main winners of this store at that time. We spent 1.2 total. It had a ROAS of 2.5 on average. Total cost of goods, we paid 1.1k cost of goods. Also 500 went to the discount. So this one we didn't even receive it. We put this one separately because then it's easier for us to calculate. And then the revenue 3.4, which leaves us a 1k profit minus the tests, leave us with 995 euros in profit. All right, I hope this one is clear for you guys. If you guys have any question about this, just let me know, of course. But for now, I think that's it. All right, guys, I showed you the daily ROAS. I hope everything is clear for you guys. If you have any questions, again, just let me know. And if there's anything else, I can always add it into the course. So yeah, let's continue. I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. All right, let's go.
Hey everyone, welcome to my presentation, Customer Service 101, where we discuss how we do our customer service process in the company. My name is Mary, and I've worked with Teyron and Appy since October last year. So, what we do in the CS department is basically answer customers' questions and inquiries regarding the product and also do some back end tasks. So, we will mainly discuss how to answer emails, moderate our social media pages, answer disputes, and communicate through the Slack platform. To start, let me just say that the role is quite a challenge, primarily because you will have customers from different countries speaking different languages. So most of the stores are in Dutch, but we also have to cater to Norwegian, Danish, and sometimes French customers. Although I don't speak any of these languages, we do have tools that can help us assist customers. Answering Gmails. So in the company, we use Gmail or Google Mail. So after a store is launched, Appy usually gives me a login for a Google Workspace account and also an access to the Shopify page for that specific store. So once I am logged in, I go to my personal Gmail for the store, wherein I will receive an invitation to manage the store's customer service email. So, some reminders on how we answer emails. First, the goal here is to answer the email within 24 hours. Also, make sure that before you send your response, you have double checked everything and checked your spelling and grammar. And lastly, do proper tagging or labeling with each email. So, I am going to show you an example of our email tickets. As you can see here on the left side, we have all the important labels. This is to make sure that everything is organized. So let me just discuss some of the topics here. We have address verification. So all emails in this category are for customers who forgot to put their house number or street name. So we have to contact them. Next would be cancellation requests. These are for customers who want to cancel, but before we proceed with cancellation, we have to convince them first to stay with the order. If they don't want our efforts, then we have no choice but to cancel as long as it's not fulfilled or shipped out yet. Then so on and so forth. Some of these are pretty self explanatory already, like order inquiry or product and store questions. Next, I did mention earlier that we have a great tool that can help us communicate with customers, and this is called DeepL. So I've put the URL link here. You can just copy and paste your spiels in English here, and you can just copy the translated spiel and paste it in your response. Obviously, you will have emails that are redundant, and some emails will have the same topic. So I created a Google Doc, in this case, Google Sheet, to save my spiels and templates so I can do this job quicker. I'll just have to search for topics. As you can see at the bottom, we have different topics. Basically, this is my point of reference to help me assist customers. And you can do your own. You can save it in your notes, or in this case, a Google Sheet, or even Google document. I highly recommend using Google Sheets or Google Docs because you can access it anywhere as long as you're logged into your Google account, and it saves whatever changes you make or add in real time. Let's go ahead and move over to Shopify. So, Shopify is our order database. This is where you can find all the information related to the order. So, I am going to show you what it looks like when we click on a specific order. So, as you can see here at the order page, you can see the order number, the product the customer ordered, the price, the order history, such as this one here, and the payment method used by the customer. On the left side, we have here the customer's details, such as um, the email address, the shipping information, and also billing information. Ready, set, go. So everything happens here, and I can say that this is the tool that we use the most. Next, I am going to show you how we respond to customer. So in this email, we can see that the customer was asking the whereabouts of her order. As you can see here in my response, I wrote that the order already arrived, and I provided there the delivery date and also the tracking link. So all the information I gathered was from Shopify, and I relayed that to the customer. So after responding to her, I made sure to label the email under order inquiry here because this topic falls under that category. Also, a little explanation about our order process. So once the customer places their order, it's usually processed within 24 hours as we advertised. However, there will be some problems with the shipping address or the availability of the product, so we can say that it'll take 1 to 2 days to process. The time frame of delivery is between 10 and 15 days. So since the warehouse is located in China, so sometimes it'll take less than 10 days, but some may take more than 15 days. So that is where your empathy will be used and you will apologize to the customer. So just to sum up everything, when we open the email, we make sure to read and understand everything. Get the customer's information such as email address or order number, search in Shopify, and once you have all that information, go to your notes or Google Docs and use the correct spiels. After which, you use the DeepL app and translate in the language the customer is using and put it in your response to the customer. Finally, do proper labeling, and we're done. Next, I'm going to discuss on how we moderate our social media pages. So I believe we only have Facebook for now. I'm not sure if we have Instagram, but yeah, since the ads are visible to everyone and we want to prevent negative comments about our products and services, it's crucial to concentrate on the comment section. So, what we do is we hide these comments. I was told not to delete them, probably because we are trying to avoid, affecting the traffic in that ad. So, I was told to hide the comments only. Um, so by the way, we use Meta Business for in Facebook to moderate our social media page, and it looks like this. So this is where we hide the ads. I mean, hide the comments, and also respond to the DMs of the customers. So how to answer the DMs? It's the same process with the email. You pull up the records from Shopify and answer accordingly. Next, let's move on how to answer Klarna disputes. So Klarna, by the way, is a type of payment method used by some European countries. I believe it's like a buy now, pay later service. So if a customer have a complaint on their order, like the product quality, or if they have not received their orders, then they have that option to file a dispute. So Klarna will serve as a middleman to solve the dispute. So what we do is if there is an open dispute, we do proper research. We gather as much evidence as we can so we can win the dispute and also communicate with the customer. However, if the customer's point is valid and it may look like there was an error on our part, I usually ask Appy or Teyron if we can just refund this customer since we are trying to create a good reputation in Klarna so we can continue to use this service. So this is what the Klarna dispute page looks like. As you can see, in this column are different reasons why the customers are disputing. And in this column are this is where you can see who won the case. So this is an example of a dispute, and the issue here is the customer received a defective item, and this was my response. I implied there in my response that we have an ongoing communication with the customer and that we are willing to send a replacement. However, we have not received further responses from the customer. So what I also did is I put all the screenshots and evidences in one PDF file and I submit it along with my response. For the final topic, I'm going to discuss the company's communication portal, which is Slack. So Slack is a platform where we discuss everything. Everyone is here, including the management and the suppliers, and also us, the team members. So this is what it looks like. On the left, we have different channels depending on the department or team. And in my role as a customer service representative, I get to talk to Appy about customers' complaints about certain products, and also I get to talk to suppliers from Day One and Daily Fulfill, which are our suppliers from China, about the availability of the items or certain questions about products like size charts. And I am also their point of contact when they stumble upon an order that does not have a complete address or the product is out of stock. So it is my duty to contact these customers as soon as possible so we can get the answers from them to complete their orders. And in turn, Mia or Esther, the suppliers, can process and ship them out. So that's it. I hope I was able to impart some lessons on how we do our customer service. This has been Mary, and thanks for listening.
Welcome to the best supplier and how they work. So in this video, I'm going to explain to you the difference between AliExpress and an agent. So we use an agent and I'm going to tell you why it's better than AliExpress. And then afterwards, I'm going to show you how it works and how you can implement this for your dropshipping store. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So for AliExpress versus an agent, as you can see, there are some differences that I've mentioned. So the agent has faster shipping times, 5 to 10 business days. With AliExpress, this differs, and actually, you never really know what it is because, from my experience, when I used to do drop shipping when I just started, and I also used to ship out using AliExpress, they would tell me it would take 10 days, and then it ends up taking like 3 months, for example. So an agent is way better. They have faster shipping times, 5 to 10 business days, very professional, and yeah. Then they also have better quality, and they also have quality checks. So usually my agent asks me before they fulfill an order, hey, what kind of quality do you want for this product? Because a lot of products have different kind of qualities, and every single quality has like a different price range. So some qualities are very cheap and some are a bit more expensive, and of course the more expensive the quality is, the better the quality is. So yeah, they have better quality, and other than that, you can just choose what kind of quality you want. With AliExpress, it's very difficult, and that's also the next point, the communication part. With an agent, you have a direct communication with them through WhatsApp, and they are almost 24/7 available. They always respond very quickly, unlike suppliers on AliExpress. So suppliers on AliExpress is very difficult to stay in contact with them, and a lot of times they are also, as the last point says, unreliable. So on the other hand, the agent is reliable. So from my own experience, another story, there was this one product that I was selling. It was during the COVID period, and at that time the product was really booming and we sold a lot of it. And we talked to the supplier beforehand, and we asked them, hey, do you have enough stock? This product is going very well and we really want to start scaling. So they told us that they did, but eventually we started selling, and eventually they said, hey, we don't have anything left. And they didn't ship anything out for us anymore. And we started getting a lot of refunds and a lot of complaints, and so on and so on. But these issues you won't face with an agent because they are more reliable. They have contacts with different factories. So if one factory runs out of stock, they can find another, and they always let you know beforehand. And on top of that, they also have better prices. This also comes back to the quality part. Like I said, you can choose the kind of quality that you want to ship. So for some products, the quality, the low quality is decent enough, and you can choose that product and then still have like a good margin. For some, you do want to ship out a better quality, but usually the prices are very good. So that's the biggest difference between AliExpress and an agent, and that's why we recommend working with an agent. And now we're going to move on to how you can work with an agent. So, how it works. Well, it's pretty straightforward, very simple. All you got to do is give the agent access to your Shopify store. And how you do that is you go to settings, then click on users and permissions. Then you go to add staff and add the agent's email and select the permissions needed. So the permissions that are needed are usually orders, customers, apps, and then app development, and then apps, because they integrate their app system into your Shopify store, and that way they can fulfill the orders very easily. So then the next step is simply you get orders and they fulfill them for you. So you don't need to do anything. They put in the tracking numbers, they fulfill it, everything. And then once you pay the invoice, which they will probably send to you through WhatsApp or whichever way you're communicating with them, then you pay the invoice and they ship it out for you, and it will be with the customer within 5 to 10 business days. It's as simple as that, and that's why that's why we prefer working with an agent. But there is one requirement though. You need to have at least 5 to 10 orders. But if you follow this course and you do whatever and you do what we tell you to do and you stay consistent with that, you can get that easily. So once you do get that, just follow the instructions down below on how to contact us and how we can put you in contact with the agent, and then you can go ahead and work with the agent and get your orders fulfilled. All right, I hope that was clear, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to message me in the community. All right, peace out.